Hello, my name is Hilda Legg, and I have been working on behalf of rural communities and rural families for many years now, trying to ensure that we can bring true high-speed broadband connectivity and now to the hills and hollers of Kentucky, particularly here in Pike County. I have partnered and worked with SOAR, Shaping Our Appalachia Region, and we have received a funding grant from USDA's Rural Utilities Service to help us find ways to encourage and bring high-speed productivity into all of our areas in Pike County. Now that's a big goal, but what we have to start with is upon us today. There is an opportunity, and we are here just to say, don't miss this chance. While it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get broadband in the next month or two or year, what it is going to do is to help you identify your true speed in your home so that it can be properly allocated to a national map that will make up the entire country. So we don't want Pike County not to be accurately represented on this national map as to if you have broadband, if you do not have broadband, or if you have what we call underserved, not good broadband. So we have served and underserved and not served at all. And how we want are those people who do not have good connection, we want to help you know how to have your voice heard on that, in that effort. Now the state of Kentucky, which is led by Megan Sandvoss, who is the head of the State Broadband Office, has initiated this opportunity. It began May 6th. It runs until June the 3rd. So we're already into May, so you know we have a narrow window of opportunity that we need to make use of. There is over $1 billion. It is historic. Kentucky has never had that amount of money before to put into building broadband networks. That money we refer to as BEAD. It stands for a national acronym for federal program out of NTIA. And so that money will be applied for by providers. So in order for those providers to know who they could include in a project that they would like to put together and build, they need accurate information. That information for the first time to individual residents in their homes is an opportunity for you to test for your true broadband speed. Also, if you don't have broadband at all, you also can go on and go through that process as well. So I have with me today an expert in this. Again, I mentioned that we have been working with Colby Hall and SOAR. We have Ashley Smith with us, and Ashley is working with a number of organizations in multiple communities in order to help them figure out how to communicate this message to the population, to families who are busy raising families and working jobs. If you know how to test your broadband speed, then you can be officially designated in whatever category your speed tells you on the national map. Again, that map becomes the vehicle for which the $1 billion will be allocated to providers, internet service providers, who want to build out. So the idea is to get the most accurate information as possible. So Ashley, thank you for taking the time today to come and talk with us. And we want to say a special thank you to Pike TV for giving us this opportunity. And so while you know all the details of how we go about doing this, getting the information out to the general public is a huge challenge, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And we in Pike County have made some extra efforts than many other communities because of the SOAR project that we had with RUS. And you have developed all kinds of information tools. So why don't you start by telling us how the citizens of Pike County can, number one, get better information and actually access the test. We'll go through the test in a moment. But right now, what are the tools, what are the information dissemination opportunities that SOAR has made available to the people of Pike County?
Yeah, so SOAR has worked really hard on our website, so you can easily access that and click take the speed test. It's as simple as that. It takes you directly to an article on how to. It takes you to a video to show you the basics, as well as more information about our digital equity services.
You've talked about handouts and information and how to, but remind folks, what is the link? What do they type into their computer to reach the SOAR webpage?
SOAR, SOAR-KY.org.
And that's capital SOAR.
Yes, and then it simply has Take the Test right on the home page.
So capital SOAR dash KY.org.
Yes.
So that's what you type into your search bar on your computer, and that will take you to the website.
Yes.
And immediately on the first page that you see, it will say, take the test, take the speed test,
yes.
right? So that is where you click in order to then go through the subsequent steps in it, right?
Yes, yes.
Also, I believe on the SOAR Facebook page, for those who might not have computers, might have cell phone, might have Facebook, they could go onto the SOAR Facebook page,
yes.
Shaping Our Appalachia Region, SOAR, and that will also then take them to the necessary links and the steps, right?
Yes, yes. We have posts and shared videos and articles on our Facebook and all of our social media pages.
On your social media pages as well. So there's a lot of information out there, and what we want to do is help you know how to go about and get it, because we know you're busy people. So let's start with this whole idea of sort of, people that are my age, number one, are a little bit maybe intimidated. I am by all of the technology. How easy is it to think, oh, I've got to conduct a speed test? Now, let me make sure we caution. You tell me, you cannot do a speed test on your cell phone.
Right.
Right. It has to be on your computer in your home,
yes.
right? Or a tablet.
No.
No tablets, just
No.
your computer.
Yeah, laptop or desktop computer.
Laptop or desktop computer. You also need to turn off some other things that might be going on to that's draining a lot of your bandwidth. Is that correct?
It's recommended to be the only device using the internet if possible, so you get an accurate speed test result.
All right, in order to make sure you get an accurate result, then if you're streaming something or your kid's upstairs playing on a game, try to get them to stay off of it just long enough for you to do a speed test.
Yes.
Now, you have to do more than one speed test. Is that correct?
Yes, you have to do 3 total after 24 hours in between each test, and you will receive an email with a link to finish the second and third test.
So you take the first speed test, right? And let's say that you take that at, 10 a.m. in the morning because you're working from home that day, okay? And then in any time after 24 hours, right, then you can take the second speed test.
Yes.
And you get an email that will remind you that you need to do that.
Yes.
Let's just say that your internet is better in the morning, but when all the kids in the neighborhood come home from school and jump on it, that by 5 o'clock you can't get any of your work done. So then, when should you take your second or your third speed test? Should you be strategic in choosing a time when you know is the most difficult for you to actually get the bandwidth that you need to conduct your business?
It would be productive to test it at different times just so that we get the most accurate results, and the ISPs can see when they later on review the results that, okay, from 5 to 10 p.m., Pike County has very low speeds, or in the morning they have very great speeds, and to investigate why that is.
Okay, and also some people would say they might test in the middle of the night. Don't do that either, because probably fewer people are on at 1 a.m. in the morning. So look at the times when you have the greatest challenge of actually getting the kind of service that you want from your provider. And there will be an opportunity for them to look at that as well. So you want to be as accurate in the process as possible, right? Okay, so we know now that you have to do this 3 times. You will get a prompting email from the State Office of the Broadband that tells you it's time to take your second email, third email, and again, all of this has to be done before June 3rd.
Yes.
Okay, so all right, let's go into someone like me. How difficult is it to take this speed test? Because I don't really understand a lot of stuff about the technology. I just click on my computer and click off my computer. So help me out.
So the first part is very simple. You put in your personal information. first name, last name, and an email address that you can access so that you're able to get those emails in 24 hours. And that is the very basics. If you don't have an email address, maybe ask a relative or somebody else for their email address so that you can access it later. And then the next part would be putting in your address and making sure it's correct, and double checking so you're accurately documented on the map where
This
you're
is your
located.
physical address.
Your physical address, so not a
Okay.
P.O. box, your physical address. So you're able to say, this is where I am and this is my speed. And then you would select what type of address you have. So some people are going to be testing at their business or a senior citizen center, even libraries, or there's an other option as well. But most of you are going to be selecting home. So you would put this as a home residential address and you simply click that button. And then next you would start the speed test or select you don't have broadband. But let's say for the sake of this example, we're running this speed test. Once you hit that button, it's going to take you automatically to another page, run the speed test, and then it will show you your results. It automatically puts it in the form, so you don't have to type in what your download speed or what your upload speed is. It's automatically doing that for you, making it very simple and easy. And you might be curious to know, what really is my internet speed? The next part would be knowing what you pay for, right? So if you pay your internet provider for 100 megabytes a second download speeds, then you would have to put that in the box. You know, your test results might be different, but you have to put what you pay for, your upload and download speeds. That is a required part. There's an optional part to say, what kind of internet do you have? Is it cable? Is it fixed wireless? But to be honest, you may not know, and that's okay. You can put, I don't know. There's optional parts of the test, and there's also required parts. And you know that based on the red asterisk next to the title if it's a required part of the test. So you don't have to upload your bill, but if you have it, that's helpful. And it can also give you that information on what you accurately pay for, what's your download speed and what's your upload speed. And then towards the end, you would put, you certify your test results are accurate, you're doing this fully to the best of your knowledge, and you sign using your mouse. I know that's kind of difficult, but you can just sign to the best of your ability using your mouse, and then you hit submit, and then it's done. And that's the first test is the longest test because you're putting in all of that personal information. When you get your email 24 hours later, you would hit take the speed test, and it's only your address and then the speed test option. So it's even more simplified. So doing the second and third speed test take half the time.
Okay, so why don't we show, you have some slides I think that actually show it. So in Ashley's opinion, it's an easy process. And you fill out right on your computer and you submit it. Now there is something to note that it does take both a download and an upload speed, right?
Yes.
And that's important, ladies and gentlemen, because when we talk about real broadband, true broadband today, it is defined as 100 megabits down and 20 megabits up. So you would be considered underserved if you got 102 down, but you only get 7 up or 10 up or something like that. So that means that your household would qualify for a funded project, which means a provider could get money that would help build to your household because you are considered underserved. So it's not only just the download speed, which is always your big number, but it's also your upload speed. And both of those will come up on the screen when you take the speed test. So you'll know what your speed is by that official speed test. So let's look at the pages just again. We want to really reassure you that it is not a burden. It is not that difficult. And for those of you who might have older parents or parents that are not really comfortable with the speed test, you can take your laptop over to their house and do a speed test. And that's really important data that needs to go up. And if they don't have a connection, then you put not available.
Right.
So let's run through the forms here, just again, help people get just a quick visual on that.
Yeah. We can pull up, we already showed the personal information and the location.
Okay.
Let's pull up the actual speed test itself so you can see what that would look like. There we go. So this is something that we ran in our office, and as you can see, we had 88 download. Now, the test wasn't completely finished running when I took this screen grab, but then it would fill in your upload speed and then bring you back to the web page. It would automatically fill that in, and you would see the results of your speed test. And you don't have to click back or exit or anything. It does it automatically for you, which is really great. This is called an Ookla speed test. And as you can see, this is an 88 download. So this is considered underserved.
And unserved would be less than 25.
Yes.
So the unserved is anything less than 25 down and 3 up. 25 megabit down, 3 up. But underserved, which qualifies for the federal funding application, is under the 100 and the 20.
Yes.
So you want to watch both those up and down speeds that come in.
Yeah.
What are some other tips that you might have for people taking the speed test, Ashley?
I would really recommend you look at your bill before you start the test so that you're able to say, okay, I do pay for 100 megabytes down. And there's a part of that speed test that we can show on the screen now that shows where you input that and that it's required. So these are your results from the speed test. As you can see, it said our upload speed was 94, which is amazing, but our download speed was 89, so that means it's still considered underserved. But the part where you put in your internet plan, your broadband subscription is where you would input your up and down speeds yourself that you pay for.
So checking your bill ahead of time to have those sort of written down so you can enter them in. And it is on your bill, whatever company you get your internet from, it does have to tell you what you are paying for. Right?
Yes, yeah, and the optional part of the broadband speed test is what kind of internet you do have. And your bill might say that, or you might know offhand if you have cable internet. But it is important to note, if you don't know, put that you don't know, so you're not misrepresenting your internet provider.
Okay, so if you're not sure how you get your internet, whether it's fixed wireless or cable or coax or DSL, all of those, just say, I don't know.
Yeah, if you don't know.
And there's another category that you can kind of say, I don't know. Isn't there another one or two things that you might not know on that?
So that section of the test has 2 options. You can upload your bill, but you don't have to.
Okay.
So that is also optional, but it's on there. So don't just get discouraged if you see, oh, I have to upload it, I only have a paper copy. You don't have to. It is optional.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do try to be accurate in your reporting.
Yes.
Because at the end, when all of these challenges, as we call them, go through the process and get put on a map, then providers themselves have an opportunity to sort of go in and look at that and say, oh, no, this is correct or this is incorrect or whatever. So it is important that you put the accurate information in there and then they have a chance to agree or disagree with it. Again, at the end of the day, then the state offices will decide, here are all the dots on the map, so to speak, all the addresses, all the people that would qualify in Pike County for an internet service provider to apply for the BEAD funding. Now, just to put this in context of time, I think probably, and I'm not sure what your work with other agencies, but in my conversations, I'm thinking the earliest those applications for the BEAD funding is probably going to be early fall. I would say October. Is that sort of what you're hearing as well?
Yeah, so the rebuttal process will last 30 to 60 days. So your internet provider will say, yes, this is true, no, it isn't, here's our evidence. And then in the fall, they will make their decisions on if the challenge is accepted or not, and then have to follow the NTIA guidelines.
So none of this is going to happen overnight because then once that the money is put out there for the ISPs to apply for, then that'll be so many days that they'll have to do that. Then the applications have to go in and be reviewed and all of it has to be validated, checked out, etc. And then the state will have to be making awards announcements. But that's certainly a year from now, I would say, at the earliest, and that's being maybe optimistic. But so you don't expect to have a lot of information soon, but it is an important opportunity that never before have individual residents been given a way to actually impact what the federal government, the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, the data that they put out on maps as being served, unserved, and underserved. We never have had this opportunity as citizens to say, this is what it's really like at 209 Oak Street in Pikeville. I don't even know if there is that address, but this is that opportunity, and it's the opportunity of folks that are living out in the countryside as well. So one of the things we hope to accomplish, again, and we're so grateful for Pike TV, but is to let people know that this is going on and that every household in Pike County, even if you're in a multi-family household, has an opportunity to report their speed in order for Pike County to be accurately represented. We've been working with the fiscal court, help us put an advisory board together. We've prepared flyers that can go out that you might see. But please go on the SOAR website, www.soar-ky.org, and look at all the opportunities. They have multiple ways. They have QR codes. Now remember, your QR code on your cell phone could take you to the SOAR website, which would show you a video of how to do it. And then you can sit there on your laptop or in your computer and do the speed test. You just can't do the speed test off of your cell phone. But the QR code can help take you immediately to the SOAR website. SOAR's done an amazing job, better than any other county that I work with in the state, of putting together these multiple ways of trying to meet the need in Pike County, or reaching out to try to make it easy for citizens to access this. And you have developed all of these how-tos and the QR code. We also have a toll-free number. Do we have that to put on the screen?
Yeah, so on our flyer and also on our website, we have a number you can call if you need help, and also an email. So if you're able to send us an email and say, hey, I don't understand this part of the speed test, then we can reach out to you. Or if you call and leave us a voicemail, we'll be able to reach out with you as long as you give us a callback number, so we can walk you through the process.
Well, actually, we really appreciate you joining us today to share this information. It is, it's an opportunity. You must do 3 speed tests.
Yes.
You do 2, it doesn't go recorded. It has to be 3. So read the directions. They've really simplified them on the flyers that are being posted on this website. And if you just find something on that QR code, or go to the toll-free number and make a call, someone is at SOAR to help you figure out how to do your speed test in your home. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's an opportunity that is, to my knowledge, has never been given to individual residents to actually report their actual speed. So please take it seriously. And again, for those of you that are more comfortable with it, help those, your neighbors and family members, that are not as comfortable in getting on the website and doing this and that, or might be a bit intimidated or not know about it. So you should share this in your Sunday school rooms. You should share this at work. The more people that will report their speed test in the next 2 weeks, between now and June 3rd, the more accurate Pike County's map will look, and that map determines the amount of the amount of money that Pike Countyans could receive, that ISP would then bring to build a network to you. So thank you all again for taking the time. I look forward to hearing from Ashley that their line and their website are burning up with all of the folks in Pike County that are interested in taking advantage of this opportunity. The high-speed internet is truly the highway of the future, and if we are to grow Pike County in economically and every other way, we need to have true access to high-speed connectivity, high-speed broadband. So look up on it as your citizen duty and as a Pike County resident to put the best picture forward, the truest picture forward on Pike County for the federal government to review. So thank you all very much and have a great day.